Somewhere deep in the United Kingdom live two boys that know all the answers to absolutely nothing. So strap yourselves in because it's about to get weird. You're now listening to the Lemon Squeezers Podcast.
Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Lemon Squeezers Podcast. The best, worst comedy podcast in the mother trucking world.
If you're watching this on YouTube, do not press away. We're like the YouTube police.
Yeah. Hello, Lee.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Welcome back to the studio.
It feels a long time, but I know it's not been a long time.
Well, it was because we had John, but we had that pre-recorded episode for last week. So I'm looking at the fisting gel.
Piston gel.
Yeah, ain't happening. Yeah, we had John, didn't we? Then we had a week off, obviously, Christmas week.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, we had a pre-recorded episode, people. So if you haven't listened to that one, get over there.
This is the new, improved, professional version of the Lemon Squeeze podcast. We're coming back this year for a bang.
Well,
this should be the last amateur episode if we can get away with it. Because in
amateur
2022, people, we're reinventing from the ground up, and this is going to be our year.
We've had a good start.
Mate, you look through the last 12 months, it is radically different.
Yeah.
Big word. I don't use that word very
No,
often.
I like it though.
I like it, yeah. I've also got a little bit smarter.
Did you get a dictionary for Christmas?
I got a little bit smarter as well over the last couple of years. Drink. Yeah, like this, it's not visually, you're going to see the transformation, but you're going to see it through the professionalism of two entrepreneurs building a podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, what to say about it?
We got big plans for 2022. We've had a good start.
Yeah.
With John coming on. That was a great episode. Clips doing well on YouTube. We made a great TikTok that got 260,000 views and rising. And we just seemed to have a big...
It just seemed everything we'd done for a while went great.
Yeah.
So we just want to use that.
We want to keep the snowball rolling.
That's it. Exactly that's what I was looking for. Thanks for that.
But
be sound.
How fucking hard is it to get guests?
Massively.
Guys.
We got literally every guest on the last moment is like, nah.
Yeah.
I can't make it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether it's us or...
It was a COVID Christmas
Omicron,
as well that didn't help.
Yeah,
Most of it was about COVID. People didn't want to take the risk for
Yeah.
COVID.
Which is fair.
It's fair because we all had it,
Yeah,
apart from me. My whole family didn't.
Which is fair because we were riddled with COVID up in this
Quite
bit.
literally, one guy was like, I'm not coming because of COVID. And then half an hour after the podcast, that was like, I think I've got COVID. Or I think, it was 6 a.m.
It was a day after, yeah.
It was a message at 6 a.m. It was like, I got COVID. So I'm going to stay at home and just make loads of clips. Can you send me a clip, please?
Yeah.
That was it. I was like, okay.
Oh, I've got a lot done. They're still uploading now.
Nice, good.
But yeah, so John messaged us like after we'd finished the episode. He was like, "Oh, boys, that was a great episode. Blah blah blah. KSI has tested positive for COVID," and I was like, I read it in the morning. And I was like, no way, like I've got it as well. Like he's gonna be thinking like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So basically, my claim to fame is that I caught COVID through KSI.
That's it. And we've also got
Obviously
KSI's fisting gel right here.
Yeah, we got the Sidemen's fisting butter.
Yeah. Well, it's quite cool. We've got a souvenir of inspirations of ours in the UK, and it's fisting gel.
I mean,
I wonder if we can get one of Joe Rogan's condoms or something as well to add on to this.
just a solid cue with his semen.
Just a signed condom. That'd be well funny.
So,
just have signed condoms of people that we know.
Oh, that's an idea.
That's a really cool idea, isn't it?
But yeah, so we are trying to line up some guests. So if there is anyone that you think that we could get on here, people, feel free to let us know. We'll approach them. I have messaged a couple comedians as well who said they will come on.
Really?
How much... Obviously, these are like lower level comedians.
Yeah, no,
but still good comedians.
Yeah.
But whether they actually come or not is another story.
That's
isn't
exciting stuff.
it? Yeah.
That gets me well excited.
Yeah,
The
I
idea
think
of
it'll be...
having a real comedian. That'd be a big one, but a comedian would be so sick.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But so yeah, we're trying, people. We're trying. I see that Launchpod Studios, where we go for our episodes every now and then, they've just like done something with Channel 4.
Yeah.
So like it's like the secret. It's like the fake podcast show or something like that. I think that they basically prank people, but it's in James's studio on Channel 4.
Oh, nice.
So we're surrounded by a lot of
It seems to,
a lot of people doing very well. Just seems like everyone around us is doing well.
Yeah,
and we're the couple of sorry people in the middle. But it's going to happen.
No, I'll tell you what.
We're the ugly ducklings.
Yeah. So most people think success does that, but it actually does that.
No, that is
I'm not
great
sure what
for
it's
audio
called.
listeners.
No, I'll just explain it to you quick because I saw this video and it really made a difference to me.
Go on.
And so I think we're going on that curve. I think we're just getting that little slight curve. And, mate, I genuinely believe that we could be a very big podcast. I really do.
We will.
I ain't got a single doubt.
We
about
will. There's no doubts, baby.
Yeah.
No regrets.
Also, for our 100th episode, if you do not know, if you go to OpenSea, just search Lemon Squeezers Podcast Studio, we have our first NFT, and there's only 22 left. There's 22 left.
Yeah.
There's a couple being sent out. That's our first ever NFT. So if we do go big, then that's the little gem right there to get.
Invest in us.
And it's only
baby.
cheap. It's only like $30 or something.
Yeah.
Piece of art, and it's yours.
It's quite nice though.
It is
It's quite nice.
sick. I'm not gonna lie.
He's very good.
I'm very pleased with myself with that piece of work.
So yeah, if you want to check that out, people, go to the OpenSea website, search Lemon Squeezers Podcast. But Lee, anyway, it's after Christmas now. Christmas Day's done. All right, we're recording this on the 29th. So yeah, how was your Christmas Day?
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good.
what did you do?
So I had Christmas with Brooke. One of the best days of my life.
Yeah,
It's so cool because she's standing in the hallway. So the night before, she didn't want to go to bed because Santa Claus was coming. She stayed up to about 11:30. I think I got to bed at like 3:00 trying to build this fucking kitchen. Mate, have you ever, honestly, right, I was literally swearing.
Was you naked?
No, I actually was in my dressing gown, so I had like my fucking nutsack out and everything. But this
All over the
yeah,
counter.
all over the kitchen, right? But this kitchen, I swear to God, come with 18 screws, and most of them were the same length.
Yeah.
And I was like, what idiot designs something with 18 different screws? Anyway, let's not get onto that. Never buying a kitchen off that fucking Instagram again. So we built that up. When she woke up, she was a bit confused by what's going on.
Why? In what way?
Well, Brooke knows that Santa's been, but she doesn't know what Christmas is because it's her first one. Like it's theoretically it's a second, but the first one she was.
That she's like actually
You
aware
might as well
of.
be a vegetable in that day, right? Because she's literally not got a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
So this is the first one. She's like 19 or 20 months old or something. So you can figure out how old she is there. So she's standing in the hall like confused. We're like, has Santa been? She's just like. But the night before, we put a carrot out and like a mince pie in that. So first thing she done is she went in there and she's like, oh, because there's half a carrot missing in that.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, and she's confused by it all, but you can tell there's.
Was she happy?
I'll show you the video afterwards. Like there's just a little bits, and we started going through the presents, and she was excited and stuff like that. And on Christmas Day, she was singing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" on a full PA sound system in the middle of the restaurant.
Oh, you went to the restaurant, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I sent it to you, didn't I?
No, you sent me
Who the
that.
fuck did I send that to then? Well, there's someone I've just sent a random video to of my daughter singing in a restaurant. But yeah, she was singing in the middle of this restaurant, and that's pretty cool. Quite a cool moment because you realise my daughter's brave.
Yeah.
That's a brave thing to do in front of like 30 people.
Yeah.
Clean, cool, and a big PA system.
And it meant like little life experiences could either can take that away from you. Like this, I don't want to get dark on that. Actually, that's a bit mental, but like little things can happen when you're growing up. Like I remember things from my childhood, which I believe like led to me being shy in certain situations. Do you know what I mean? And like you're not born shy.
No.
Like, your experiences make you shy, or your experiences make you whatever, outgoing or whatever.
I do think by having outgoing parents, you'll be more likely to be an outgoing.
Yeah, of course.
If your parents are like insecure, it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
I actually think that's how it genuinely happens. But we're always singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then I just give her the mic. I said Twinkle Twinkle, and she's standing there in the whole restaurant. I'll show you the video afterwards, and it's just quite cute for this little kid. That's the sort of TikTok that probably would have worked. But anyway, so that was good. But by having a daughter, there's so many parts that you just go, it's the best day of my life. It's hard to explain it. No, it's only a small moment, one of the best moments of my life. Yeah, and it's just so good. What's there not to like? And then we went to Vic's parents, but Vic's parents' brother had COVID, so it was a matter of everyone standing in a kitchen with a face mask on, half the people outside and inside. Weird. It's a weird Christmas. Like, it's very sad. That's how it had to be, right? Then we went down the pub. We had a couple of beers with Vic's parents, and then we went to the restaurant and we ate and everything, and it was good.
Very nice.
It's been on Christmases. The old... yeah. Is he in trouble for what he says now?
No.
So basically, in a nutshell, Zach experienced a first Christmas away from his parents, right?
Yeah.
Completely different type of individuals.
Yeah.
They're not napping.
No. Well, there weren't no napping. There was no napping. Right. Not on my watch. Okay. All right. This is I don't know if there's new listeners, like, this is a worry of mine. Like, I spent it with my girlfriend for the first time because she spent it with my family for the first time last year. And like, she's told me stuff about it, and like, just certain things like that she would be buzzing about. Like, she talks about the day, like, she loves it. Of course she does. She's grown up with it. But like, she'd say it to me like, "Oh, it's lovely. Like, we'll do blah 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 blah," and then like, we'll go into the living room and like maybe have a little nap. And I thought, fucking nap, like Christmas, like. When's the alcohol start then? Because like around my house, my standard tradition is wake up, do the presents first thing.
Your parents is because Zach's parents, they like an excuse to have a beer and whatnot, isn't it?
Yeah. They're very social.
Like, lads, like,
not a lad.
Just crack open the beers. Yeah.
No, he's not a lad. Like
I've seen a picture of him. I think he's more of a lad.
He's not a lad. He's not a lad. He's a very sociable man. But he's not like the lad, like, you're right, mate. Like, what you want to? Oh, look at the size of her tits.
No, that's just a pig. You're explaining a pig. A fucking lad's like,
you're explaining a pig.
A fucking lad. He's like, get up, straight on a beer first thing.
That's an alcoholic.
Like, just not every day, but Christmas, just loving the moment. Like,
no, they are very they're very sociable people. So we'll get up, do the presents. And then straight away, like, you have champagne, like with your breakfast, like orange and champagne, whatever. Then you get dressed like in quite nice stuff, not like suit, but like, a nice half zip, some trousers.
Very middle class, like.
Very, very like just smart. I don't know, it's weird, but like I love it. And then
feel good day.
Then all your family come round. You have like a nice dinner, and then like just it goes on. And then like later on after the dinner, you get the games out, and like you get the coffees on the table, the turkey sandwiches. Oh, it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend's family, they get up. She has a stocking. The second she gets up, I'd love that
countdown and a puzzle book.
No, like, we get up and she does her stocking straight away in bed, which is quite nice. Yeah, like, it's not what I've done, but like, I could bring that into my. When I have kids, like, I could bring that in with her. Do you know what I mean? I'm willing to take some of her stuff. But I did say to her, and I was talking to her family about it yesterday, one thing I'm not willing to negotiate on, and it is happening with my kids, I am doing the presents as soon as they wake up.
Yeah.
There is something so much cuter about your kid coming down with bedhead and in their pyjamas opening their presents than doing it later on. Like, and making them wait all day. I don't know. I
understand what you're saying. I find we used to do that as kids, but we used to, because it was where we're all like not the ones to be a centre of attention. Yeah. So what would happen is the longer you wait, the more tension builds. And then when the camera's on, everyone's like, "Who's the first one just to start digging in here?" Yeah. And it's very awkward if you do it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best thing. The first thing in the morning.
Yeah, get it out of the way. Like, keep that's the nice magical moment.
Yeah.
And then but anyway, we got up. We done the stockings in bed. My girlfriend done me a stocking. Like, it was really nice. Then we go downstairs. We had breakfast. And what then? What did we do? I think we went to the living room. Like we just it was just very relaxing. And then her sister come home with her boyfriend, and then her other sister come home with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
It was a really nice day. It was a really nice day. It was different, but we played like Trivial Pursuit for, it must have been about 3 hours, but I love it. I love playing board games.
What is that? Sorry, explain that.
It's just like well, it's not general knowledge. It might say general knowledge, but it's like some of them, the questions are so hard.
It's basically like a quiz, right?
Yeah, it's a quiz thing, but like with a board game where you got to get all the pieces or whatever. But like her dad is like, literally like
a quiz champion.
Yeah, it's like Elon Musk sitting there, like the way he talks about things. Like some things are general knowledge, and he will just talk about his thought process and narrow it down to this one thing, and then he gets it right. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like he didn't even know the answer, but just through the process of elimination,
kind of logic.
Yeah, he's got to that. Me, I'm like, he'll ask me something, I'm thinking, and I'll just throw out a random thing.
Yeah.
It's still good fun. But yeah, it was a nice day. It was a nice day. I was dreading it, but it was a nice day.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah.
So in the future, do you think you can combine your families? Like, say you're in your house next year or whatever, would it work with both families combined?
Yeah.
I can imagine it would.
Yeah, like they're very social. Her parents as well. Like my mum and dad have met their mum and dad. Like we went had a dinner around there. And it was a really nice night, to be fair. Like, her dad's like loves a drink. The mum doesn't drink, but like she's like a good laugh. I don't know. Yeah, they're just really easy to get along with.
Yeah.
So it is a nice dynamic when they're together.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah,
that's good then.
Yeah, it was a lovely day.
So like, because you got a house together.
Yeah.
Was you? Did you actually get each other gifts, or was it like, I've got your toaster for the house, I've got your kettle for the house? Not one of them ones.
No. Well, saying that, Rosie got me an antique tennis racket, and I was like, it's the first thing I saw because it was hanging out my stocking, and I was like, what's that? But I saw it the night before. I was like, what's that? Like just hanging out, and she was like, oh, well, you've seen it now, so it's for the house. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like you put them on the wall. Like she's an interior designer.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. So I'm like, oh, all right. But I'm thinking, I don't really know what the fuck. I don't know what to think of this.
I think you play tennis. I've got an antique one.
But I did say, I was like, so basically you bought it for yourself then because you thought, oh, go on the wall. But
we did that last year. Like I ended up buying my girlfriend one. It's like a steam smelly thing.
Yeah.
I bought one of them because she likes all that shit. She's like, you bought me something for the house. I was like, I guess so, but it's not. I'm not going to go have a night on my own and go, put the smelly in, right?
Yeah.
But then she bought me a pack of screwdrivers. So I'm like, well, you've obviously bought me something for the house as well, because I'm not a car mechanic. Do you know what I mean? I'm not anything. It's literally put batteries into kids' toys, yeah. And yeah, so that was pretty funny.
But yeah, I didn't want to do that though, like the whole buying stuff for the house, because like our money this year is going to be going on the house. Do you know what I mean? Like nearly every penny. So like birthdays and Christmas should be for the person, I think, not for the house. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that was Christmas. But something we ain't spoken about, Lee. It did happen a while ago, so I'm wondering if people are interested. But hopefully everyone's seen it now. Is the Jake Paul
knockout?
Jake Paul knockout with Tyron Woodley.
Yes. Well, congratulations, Tyron, for getting another fight. Really?
Yeah.
That was a bit last minute. Very lucky on his behalf.
Yeah. So maybe first off, we should start off with Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury pulling out. Yeah. Tommy Fumbles.
Tommy Fumbles, yeah.
Tommy Fumbles.
I don't believe he has a broken rib and stuff.
Oh, no.
I think personally, I think he had anxiety troubles. I think because his dad has offered, I basically said, we're going to disown you. Your brother's a world champion, so I'm going to disown you. You got to change your name to Tommy Fumbles. You're going to be a rich Tommy Fumbles, but 1.5 million is not enough. I mean, we're talking about global stages here.
Not enough to get exiled from your family.
If it was 7 million or something like that, I get that.
Yeah.
I think the Fury name's worth more than 1.5.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Ain't funny. I would have taken the fight for 1.5, but at least 5 million don't talk to me. I think his brand is worth more than that. So the fact that he's going to get paid $2 million if he wins, it's actually,
is that what it was?
It would have been. I think it was 1.5 to fight and an extra 500 if he wins or something. And I don't think Jake Paul's probably earning that every month on just YouTube views.
Yeah,
it's not even his main income. No. Jake Paul. So I think it was the brand. I think it's probably pulled out because of that reason. I think the rematch he will get $5 million for it, and I think it's a lot of anxiety. I just think he couldn't handle it. He just couldn't handle the pressure, which is fair play. So he's just the family pressure is enough.
Yeah, I get it, like for a shit talking thing. But then at the same time, it's like, I can't see that helping anyone.
And the other part, which is even bigger than that part, really, is that he's a part-time traveller. So he's not a traveller, but he is a traveller. His brother's a traveller, but his mum's not. So his dad had a kid with a traveller. Then you've got Tyson Fury, the proper gypsy king.
Yeah.
But he's like a half-breed traveller, which in the travellers...
That feels a little bit racist.
Community. Yeah, but in the travellers world, it's like... Yeah. You didn't grow up in a caravan, mate.
Yeah,
You're not a traveller. You're not like us. So the fact that he's got the Fury name, the traveller name, it's embarrassing to all travellers. Because he's like...
Well...
He's using a traveller name... He's claiming he's a half traveller.
Yeah, but that is his name. Like he's not using it. But he's his name.
But he's half traveller. So he's not. So if he wanted to be full traveller, all travellers go, yeah, but you didn't grow up like a traveller. You're not a traveller. There's no hustle with you.
Yeah.
But then if you grow up as someone sort of normal, well then be normal. But he's not, because he's obviously sticking with his brother, the gypsy
But then
king.
is this not the way of earning the respect?
Imagine your brother was probably one of the biggest athletes in the world, and you're going to use his name because of the big payday, but you're not a traveller. So I think there's all that dynamic. Like one of my travel friends was like, but
you're saying like he hasn't earned the traveller name.
No, he ain't earned traveller name. But he's fighting under the traveller name.
Yeah, but that's his name.
No,
he's bought into that. That's his name is Tommy Fury.
I understand that. But it's kind of in his own semi-community. There's no respect by him as of yet. So if he loses, it's just an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment to all travellers.
But then if he wins,
it's fair play to you, fella.
Then he's earning.
But it's only like 3 wins or something. He's barely fought. It might be his full fight or whatever.
No, but that's a. If anyone knocked out Jake Paul,
forget the brother. There's millions of travellers are watching that fella specifically.
Okay, but if anyone knocked out Jake Paul, then they're getting respect from a lot of people.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if it was his first fight. Like if he'd have knocked out Jake Paul, that would have been massive. Yeah. But then I don't really understand this whole thing of the traveller thing, because it's like,
no, I don't.
But like, I don't think I've ever heard him claim to be a traveller. He's Tommy Fury's brother, or like half brother.
Yeah, his brother's a gypsy king.
I know.
He literally is the gypsy king.
Yes, of course. Yeah. But then like your brother could be fucking Adolf Hitler. But it doesn't mean that like you are. If you haven't claimed to be a Nazi.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it's just how things are. Like he isn't a traveller, but he's got the traveller name because of how. I know what you're going to say, but I'm not making this up. Like, so as a traveller's perspective, you don't really. He's semi-traveller. You don't know how you feel about this guy until he has the fight. So what I'm saying is he's got the pressure under the traveller community as well.
Yeah, of course.
And the chance are he ain't going to win.
But even if he didn't have the pressure from the traveller community, the pressure that his dad, mainly his dad, and his brother stuck on him.
If his brother and dad weren't travellers, the pressure would be totally different.
Okay, yeah, I know, but like, they are still like, the brother's the best best heavyweight boxer in the world.
Yeah.
So traveller or not, that's his name. Like his name is he's a brother of the best boxer in the world, and has been a boxer his whole life. Like has trained in boxing his whole life. So,
but what I've gathered from travellers is that they like reputation is everything. Like so, I know it does matter. If his brother wasn't a traveller and still the best boxer in the world, it's a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Muslim walking into a mosque and eating a fucking pork in front of everyone. It's the embarrassment to the fact that's what it's like. So for a traveller to carry the name is disrespecting the whole family. I think it's mad. I think it's nuts. I think it's very old school and a bit stupid, to be honest with you. But that's what it's like.
Fucking
That's
hell.
true.
That's
Like,
not a community we want to be upset in.
No, I'm not upset. I know this because travellers have told me this, and
Yeah.
it's just the way it is. Like you go, yeah, but why? It's just the way. Like
Yeah.
they can't buy second-hand cars. It has to be a brand new number plate, or they're an embarrassment, or they can't actually afford.
Really?
It's fucking stupid. Trust me, travellers would be so much richer if they didn't do their rules.
They didn't have their.
If they didn't
their
have
things,
this
yeah.
pride thing in the way. No.
Oh, we're digressing here, but,
But
like,
yeah, but
Tommy
it's a lot of
Fumbles.
pressure. I don't think 8 weeks was it 12 weeks or whatever.
I'm not too sure.
I don't think it was long enough for him.
Is that what it was?
It's only like 12 weeks.
I just don't.
It was like a 12-week Christmas. Yeah, that come out. Like 12 weeks. I think he knows like he needs at least 6 months with his training with his brother. And
Yeah.
like 12 weeks.
But then I would
that
like to
much
see.
on the line.
There's something weird because like I listen to a lot of like MMA like podcasts that sort of have reviewed this sort of thing, and like the main thing they were saying, like they're saying like Tyron Woodley, what is a harder fight for Jake Paul than Tommy Fury, but there's just something, I don't know what it is. There's something in me that I need to see Jake Paul. I genuinely, we'll get on to Jake Paul in a minute, but I do believe that he's a very good boxer.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But there's something in me that even if Tyron Woodley is a harder fight, which everyone seems to think, I need to see him fight someone like Tommy Fury, who's built pretty much the same as him, has fought all of his life. Yes, he's been around like Tyson Fury or whatever. Like, he must have a decent something about.
There isn't a better chance for somebody really than Tommy Fury.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know what it is, just something I need to see Jake Paul fight him. Because he's still got a name. Jake Paul ain't going to fight a low-level boxer. He's too smart for that. Like, there's not enough of a pull for a random boxer who's the same level because they won't have no name. Tommy Fury, he's the one person I can think is probably around the same level as Jake Paul and has a big name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that has to happen, in my opinion.
Maybe this is his strategy. Maybe he's trying to get Tommy now before he does get better. So he's beaten a Fury.
Yeah.
That might be the strategy behind it. So his next fight probably will be Tommy.
I hope so. I really hope so.
I think it's an anticipated fight with a bigger pay view, whatever it's called, now. But
who else is out there for Jake Paul to fight?
I think he's going to fight a lot of people. I think McGregor's going to be one of them at some point. I really do. I think he's going to fight McGregor at some point.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
think.
The thing is with that, I think, because Jake Paul, I don't know how much with Tyron Woodley, but like, what you see the size difference with Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. I'm not sure about the weight difference, but like Jake Paul was so much bigger.
He's lost weight for that fight as well.
But I mean, just like build wise, he was like and he always has.
Yeah.
Which people say like he does like I don't know if it's like an overhand or something, which works better on these people. It was something like that, but this is what Jake Paul needs to do now, I think, to earn the respect, because he is slowly earning people's respect in boxing. You can't deny it. The geezer's got knockout power.
I think he's natural.
Yeah, I do.
I think he's got potential to be quite special.
Yeah.
I really do.
I don't see why not. I mean, again, he can. Yeah. That's a gift in itself, like a knockout power. Like that's something like that McGregor has. Like, do you know what I mean? You either have it or you don't. And
it's his heart for the sport. He genuinely loves it.
Yeah, he's obviously taking it serious. Yeah. But I don't know. He needs to.
Jake Paul's the one out of the Paul brothers that excite me with the boxing stuff. I don't think Logan's going to do it for very long. I think
he just makes money.
I think he's probably going to make more money than Jake and have a lot less fights. I think Jake's going to have to just grind his way there.
Yeah.
But I do think we're witnessing something quite special here. Like, it might only be like 25, 30 fights, but
yeah,
I think potentially I think the both of them are going to be billionaires out of all this.
Well, I mean, they are arguably.
Logan Paul alone got paid $50 million from Floyd.
Did he?
And he's invested the whole lot in crypto.
Yeah.
So all he's got to do is 10x his money, and he's at like fucking 500 million or whatever it is.
So I think they're like one of the biggest names in the world, the pair of them. Like the Paul brothers.
Well, you know what? For a long time, we've not had a pair of brothers as a big thing. The only people I can think of that are probably as big as them at one point was probably
the Winklevoss.
No, the Hemsworth brothers.
Yeah,
they're the closest, I think. Not
but then
anymore,
even then, like they're not in the drama. Like they're both like very well known actors, but they're not in the. They're almost Kardashian like Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? They somehow stay in the media, like everything they do.
Yeah.
Even with like recently, Logan Paul got the Island Boys on the TikTok on their podcast. Like that's like blown up. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just like everything they seem to do blows up. I don't know whether they plan it or.
I think the Island Boys are trying a strategy of having a fight with everyone, regardless. I think that's their strategy. I think they've realised that they're just continuously trying to make media, and I think they've walked off. What's his name? Steve Will Do It. They had a fight with Steve Will Do It's crew, and it was faked. They admitted it later. Yeah, it wasn't real. So everyone was like, "Oh shit, he had a fight with Steve Will Do It's cameraman." It wasn't. It was faked. But I think the impulsive interview was real. I think they thought, I'll tell you what, let's just walk off this. No one's ever walked off impulsive.
Do you think that they're actually smart enough to be thinking this?
I don't know whether I think they are. I don't see. This is what confuses me. Like intelligence doesn't mean you've got to be fucking smart. You've just got to be clever in how. It's like these YouTubers that get the right thumbnails and clickbaits and the right topics. It's not intelligence. It's just they've figured out. Okay, that's what everyone wants to hear. Let's just go with it.
It's a level of intelligence.
Mate.
Got something.
Intelligence to me is like try and engineer something no one's ever done. Like you hear someone of create.
There's many forms of intelligence.
Yeah. So what in real intelligence is impressive, but I think there's a fundamental where there's a line, and I think the Island Boys, I think they are somewhat smart, and I think they cover themselves in like tattoos and weird hair and that because they know it's unique. Like I think they're a lot smarter than you realise, but I actually don't think they're very good people.
I mean, they could
and I think that won't last.
I actually feel like I'm like pretty much the polar opposite of what you just said about them. So you think that they're like not very nice people, but they're doing it. They're somehow working it out. And
I think they're having their fame. I don't know whether it's sustainable.
So I think it's pretty much the opposite. I think that they ain't planning it. I don't think that they like the attention, the negative attention they're getting, but I don't think they're as bad as I originally thought. Like as people, I've seen them; they're getting fucking like bullied by people. The Logan,
but that's getting paid. The more they get bullied, the more they get paid.
Of course, I get that. I get that. But like, not everyone wants that. Not everyone's willing to accept getting bullied and mugged off because like, they've got this whole gangbanger image. Like, do you know what I mean? They're covered in tattoos. They want this hard look, but
they look awful. And
they look dreadful.
And they're literally tiny.
Yeah, I know.
They're tiny.
I know, but I just don't like. I don't know. I've seen a few videos from them, and like they seem quite normal.
What it appears to me, I find that one of them is intelligent and the other one's.
I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, I get the vibe that I don't know what one's what. They look very similar.
Yeah,
but
one's got
on the
green
impulsive,
tattoo.
there was one on the left, one on the right, and it was the one on the right that seemed to have the intelligence because there's one that answers a lot quicker all the time.
Yeah,
but I think he's like going with the flow, and I think that's the one you're seeing. It feels like one of them is pulling the strings, and
possibly
the other, it's like you may having a twin brother, and one's a little bit more introverted, and then the other one's a little bit more. He's the one that's gonna fucking fuck up. He's always gonna go down that route, and I think that's what it is. I think one of them's pulling the strings, and the other one's the enthusiastic, get on the camera, do anything, and not scared of.
Well, possibly, but I mean, like, I just think I watched that Logan Paul interview with him, and I see the way that they were doing stuff to him. If this was like genuine, like Logan Paul and the other geezers have tried. They've done little things to try and get them to react. Like I was watching it and I saw that they done the thing like where they was like, "Is your jewelry real? Are your diamonds real?"
Yeah,
and they were like, "Yeah."
He's got a test.
And he's like, "Got a test." And I thought, if that was me in that position and say like, "Oh, all these diamonds on," and he done it to me on the spot, I think that's really disrespectful. I didn't like that.
It's almost rude.
I thought it was very rude, and and I don't know. There was something about it that made me feel a bit like that's a little bit bullying. Like you're trying to really embarrass this person, and this is where I feel like this whole cancel culture thing like is just so flawed because everyone is so willing. Like everyone that's gone viral, and everyone loves it because no one likes these two boys at the minute. Yeah. So like they're the whipping, like the punching bags at the minute.
What you got to take into consideration though is that these people in person might be the public may rinse them, but if you know a friend of a friend or you got introduced to the Island Boys like Logan Paul, they've met before, right? But they're just those people that are just but maybe that's why that's why
Lee, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because
I think it does matter because if I met the Island Boys and they were fucking nice fellas, I wouldn't mug them off. If I met them, they were twats. I'd invite them off and then I'll mug them off.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about this whole cancel culture thing of like online bullying, like cyber bullying, or whatever it is. But if them two boys like carry on, say this goes on for another 2 months, and everywhere like I'm seeing people running up to them in the street and like basically threatening their lives.
Was that actually happening?
Yeah, I've seen like a few people do like real like gangsters going up to them and doing it.
Really?
Yeah, and like they're shitting themselves basically. But and like this whole thing with the Logan Paul, I think that there's this weird thing with a group mentality. Like everyone's so quick to share this stuff around TikTok and like commenting like ha ha ha. Like, and slagging them off because they're the boys to pick on at the minute because they seem like twats. They everything they're doing they seem like idiots. Yeah. But if they go if they kill themselves, if one of them killed themselves, then it completely like the pendulum swings the complete opposite way and everyone's like, oh, this was disgusting. How everyone was putting them through this stuff, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like people only start correcting the way that they are or pretending that they cared before when it's too late. This is the sort of shit that like I actually think it's really bad. Like what Logan Paul did. I think it's really bad.
As I say, like I do believe it. They planned it. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they did
because I think what happened with Steve Would Do It. He's another one I keep a very close eye on. Like he just seems like a decent fella as well, but. I think the views went mad on that, and they did it on purpose with Logan Paul because what do you understand? Like Georgienko didn't really say anything bad at all. It was almost like they're there with Logan Paul, and they're like, okay, I kind of get this. They plan to walk off, but they plan not to burn the bridge with Logan, and Mike's a little bit bigger than George. And I think it was like, oh, George said saying, this is the flag, this is what, and it just seemed to turn on the wrong person. And he actually was their fan, and he didn't say anything nasty. So I think they went for the weakest link of that crew, and I think it was planned. I
mean, I can, yeah. Neither of us.
We'll find out later. Like if they keep walking off podcasts, then the answer is don't do podcasts, or that's how they like it. I think that's the plan.
See, like neither of us know. We're both guessing at this point, but I remember watching, and I'm not going to pull up the video now. Just
send it me later.
But I there was something. I was just putting myself in their position. If it was me and you going on there, and there was something that George Janko did say that I thought like, oh, you are being muggy. Like you're being very muggy. These boys, they all, in my opinion, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed. And you're intimidating them. The whole diamond thing.
Well, they are only 19, remember?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's that as well.
Yeah.
But like it's like, I don't know, he said something about them managing their money, which made it come across as if he was caring about what they were doing. But he definitely done something like that. I can't remember now, so it's not very good. But he done something that was a bit shitty. And I remember because I was thinking that would piss me off.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think that was at the point they walked off though. I think that was earlier on.
Oh, are we allowed to play?
There was a bit. I don't see what the one sentence makes a difference, to be honest. I wouldn't, to be fair, in case.
No. Oh, I don't know. Well, we'll have to look at that again. But yeah, I don't know. We've got different opinions on them two. But there you go, people. Let us know in the YouTube comments what you think about the Island Boys and whether you think Logan Paul was right or wrong in that situation. And also, leave a like on the video, people, if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening
on Spotify, we are on YouTube, by the way. Lemon Squeezes Podcast. I like that.
Podcast. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley fight.
Yeah.
All right. So he's obviously taking it on short notice, Tyron Woodley.
Speaking of, yes, sorry, go on.
So he's taking it on short notice. This is another thing with like Jake Paul. He just creates conspiracies. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even when like he's done the knockout and there's this video going viral of his wrist twitching in, which I mean,
mate, you're tired, you're twitching, you just
it's ridiculous.
If you can look, whatever. If people really think that was it's not. No, it's obviously not. Like no. the actual knockout you couldn't fake that. You fall on your face without one single flinch.
And I don't think that, like, this is, again, like a guess, but like, I don't think a former champion of a division in the UFC, like a man with obviously a lot of pride, in front of his mother and all of these people, he's going to take a fall of getting knocked out, lose on decision.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't, there's, like, as a competitive athlete, like of the top level, I don't think that I think that it'd be like a needle in a haystack to find someone who's willing to drop the way that he did. Like it was like like flat out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Jake Paul, the fight was pretty crap. Like up to that point, it was pretty. Tyron Woodley weren't really doing much, which is strange as well because it's like you are like a top level athlete. Why are you not like going for this?
Yeah.
But then obviously you don't know. Like he might be in there and felt one of these punches from Jake and thought, oh fuck, like he's punching hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's what Mike Tyson says, isn't it? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So if you go in there and you think like, oh, Jake Paul, he's not been doing it that long. He plants one on you and you think, oh my God. Like,
shit.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Now it's a freestyle, isn't
it? Yeah. Now the plan goes out the window.
Because
go on.
I know that 6ix9ine has said, I'll fight Jake Paul for 10 million.
Mate. Yeah, but
it probably will happen.
That's
fucked up.
But he would. I think he would happily get knocked out.
Yeah,
like that geezer. I've not seen anyone.
He is actually He's actually the predecessor, the most hated before Island Boys, really, isn't he?
Yeah,
thinking about it.
But I really like him.
I do now. I didn't at the beginning.
No, always
after a few podcasts and that, I actually like him.
He takes the piss out of himself.
Do you watch Steve Will Do It?
No. I mean, you've mentioned him about 7 times. I've never
just watch it. Honestly, I think it's going to be one of the biggest YouTube channels.
All right, well, let's keep on the.
But he's always on there, and like he just seems genuine. Like there was one video where, so basically, long story short, Steve Will Do It used to be a fan of 6ix9ine or whatever. He used to like it. He started growing at an unbelievable pace, eventually to the point where he's managed to get 6ix9ine on his video. They get on, now they're texting or whatever. Then after whatever it is, 3 months or whatever, he's in and out videos partially. Then Steve Will Do It bought him a Richard Mealy watch, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like a £300,000 or £400,000 watch. Anyway, so 6ix9ine was like this. Like was gobsmacked by it. I was like, I can't believe it. Like obviously it's just a heart on the line. Like no one does that for 6ix9ine. He's never had the heart come across. Like I love you, man. Like so. Then on about a week or two, whatever it was, 6ix9ine gave him a supercar, about the same equivalent.
Yeah.
Now their bond is really, really, really like it's proper strong. And yeah, what was I getting to?
I have no idea. Like,
I literally had it in my head, and then I was building up to fucking.
I have no idea.
I was building up to it. What was I building up to?
Maybe let's talk about Jake Paul.
Damn it! I was fully building up to it then, but how did it just go in my head?
Takeshi 6ix9ine was gonna fight Jake Paul for 10 million.
I was going to end it with something then. I can't fucking believe I forgot it.
Oh well, let's talk about.
It was relevant to the whole thing.
Yeah, well, hopefully it comes back.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, so Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley. I don't think, and you obviously don't think that it was staged.
No, it's definitely staged.
And I don't necessarily think that Tyron Woodley was in fighting shape. I think that Tyron Woodley probably stays in shape.
Yeah.
But just stays in like normal shape. But the chance to fight Jake Paul come up again, and he's seeing.
Why wouldn't you take it?
He's seeing money that he's never seen.
Yeah.
Like he ain't got paid any of this from the UFC. Maybe through sponsorships he's got some good money, but like.
Yeah, but like you got to remember in like America, like if you're American and you listen to this, what you can buy for 500,000. Bear in mind, time would buy 3 of these.
Yeah.
You can buy like a 5-bedroom detached house with half an acre of land. In the UK, you're barely getting
you ain't getting a lot.
You are literally getting.
Well, it depends where you go, actually.
Mate, you're looking saying the size of a slum in America. Smaller. There are slums in America with bigger houses for $120,000.
In London.
No, I'm talking about just a normal 3-bedroom mid-terrace house where we live is going to cost you $500,000, and you've probably got to spend another 100,000.
Yeah.
So when you're saying
we are in London.
when you're saying $1.5 million, like for Tyron Woodley, that's big. You're talking about indoor swimming pools and everything. That's big money, mate. It's big money for the fella.
Oh, of course.
Big money.
But that's my theory as well. I don't think Tyron Woodley's necessarily
fit.
No, he's definitely fit. But anyway, but yeah, and also there's something like I've got to confess, because I've made it pretty clear that I don't think Jake's a very nice person. Well, I didn't think Jake was a very nice person.
I'm waiting for this.
But there was something he's done after this fight that he's never done before in anything else, and he's always come across a twat. And I get it. Like Mayweather made a massive career out of it.
Yeah,
out of being the one that everyone hated. But after the fight, he bought Tyron Woodley in an interview. Did you see it? He gave him a Rolex.
No, that was before.
No, after.
No, that was before. I saw the video before the fight. Because what he'd done, he gave him the watch, the Rolex.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was something to do with it's time to get knocked out or something. So he gave him a Rolex.
No.
It was before.
No, he didn't. He weren't anything horrible. He was like sitting there in an interview, and he gave him the watch, and he was really like choked up.
It was before.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 100% before. 100% before.
All right. Well,
100% before.
Well, anyway, whatever it was. Well, the one that interview I saw, he wasn't saying it in a horrible way. Like, I'm gonna knock you out.
Outside or something.
Yeah.
It was a very it wasn't a hostile conversation, but
not at all.
It was a funny comment, but it was. They're probably friends in real life now from the last fight.
I would imagine so.
That was before. But I didn't used to like him, but I started liking him before you did. But I've watched him on Logan Paul's podcast quite recently, and he actually seems to have Logan Paul himself has actually made a big difference.
Well, this is the weird thing, because like I liked Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I didn't like Jake.
Yeah.
And now Logan Paul's done the thing with the Island Boys that made me feel a bit like, that's a bit dirty. And now Jake's come across as actually quite a nice geezer.
Jake, I think he's trying to be a nice fella, but I know I think Logan's just quite genuine. But I think Jake Paul used to be a bully in school. He used to be a prick. And I think that, for me, if that would haunt me. It don't matter how successful I would, if I've been a prick. You know, there's certain names in our school, don't matter how fucking great, whatever they do, they're just that fucking name. You know what I'm thinking of?
No. No, don't do that.
Yeah, there's just certain names you go, that guy. And I like to say, whatever, I don't care. But he used to bully kids and whatever. He had been a nasty person. But if he's trying to do whatever he can.
Well,
but this is what's condescending. Like, this is what it's a bit double standards, really, because he'll go on about boxing bullies, but then he'll make a gold chain of Conor McGregor with a broken foot. And to me, that's just a form of virtual bullying as well. Whether it's Conor McGregor or not, it is.
I know what you mean.
And he adds the girlfriends and then puts them in memes. Everything. He's bullying people. I know it's for a paycheck.
I mean, McGregor does the same. So it's
not on Jake Neville's standard though. I think. I don't know if it's as bad.
I don't know. McGregor's
always verbally a press conference, but you don't get all the memes and all that. You don't get.
Well, he had like the whole "your wife's in my DMs" to Dustin Poirier. Like, and his wife had sent Conor McGregor a DM message like probably years ago, and he had it there, and he said it to him at the fight after he broke his leg, going, "Your wife's in my DMs." And Dustin Poirier is not like that, so that's a bit horrible. But I don't know, like it sells, and these people are the top of their game. Like Jake Paul is one of the biggest names in boxing at the minute.
It was pretty funny that on the podcast I last saw him on. He was like, "This is my year. Like this is the year that." My best every year, like for us as a family, whatever. Like the Paul name. Logan just turned around and went, I thought Floyd Mayweather. What are you talking about? Yeah. But he's called out Mike Tyson now, hasn't
he? Yeah. See that
I don't get.
They're just living in a different reality.
But their reality's working.
Yeah. I'm not knocking it at all. But yeah, anyway, Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul with. So
can we now agree that we actually like him? Because I've been saying it a while. I don't mind him.
No, the thing with you, Lee, the thing with you is there was 1 week where you was slagging him off, and the next week you were defending him, and it was so confusing.
I was on the line with him. I want to hate him, but he does things that I like. But you know what it is? It's like doing good things, but then being a prick about the good things you do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you can be a prick and give to charity, but that means you're a good person. And that's what it's what he was like. He was like, do great things, but you go, yeah, but you're still a prick. But now, I hate it when people wear jewelry and chains, and he's dumbing it down a bit. A few years ago, it was like 4 chain. He's dumbing it down, which I like.
Dumbing it down, is that the right word?
Yeah, he's dumbing it. He's trying to rebrand, and he's coming out of the arrogancy stages of things.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I think that maybe my opinion on what it is when you are so talented at something, you can act a certain way, and I don't know what, like McGregor. Everything about his actions tell me that he's not a very nice person on the outside, but I don't care. I still love him because he was so good.
He's a showman, isn't he?
There was just something about him that just makes you like. If you like that type of person, some people like hate him because they think he's arrogant.
Do you know what it is? I think with McGregor, like I don't think he's a good or bad person, but I think he can improve on being a good person. But he punched a fella in a pub and that, didn't he? But
he's had a bit too many things. I
think the way he laughs, it's not personal. You know, like when he's at conferences and he's laughing, get
cough princesses.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Wait,
conferences.
Oh, press conferences,
yeah. And
cough princesses.
But he'll be like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" and laugh, and it's almost banter, not personal.
Yeah, but then I do believe in like there's no smoke without fire, and when there's so much smoke. When he's done a few too many, and I don't want. I'm a big fan of him, so I don't want to think he's horrible.
Yeah,
but there's a few too many things where it's like, I don't know.
I think it takes a certain type of person to not give a fuck to go that far as well.
Yeah,
I don't think nice people can really make it all the time. Well, within reason. I mean, like
I know what you mean.
Like you think of like kind of Hollywood. How many people in Hollywood are probably arseholes? We see them on like people like Brad Pitt and that. I can imagine they're probably arseholes in person.
Well, that's a complete guess.
No, but I can. He just get by kind of sort of looking at him.
What? Just because he's insanely good looking?
No, he just you get what I mean. Is I think until you meet those people, you don't really know. I don't. No,
of course.
There's not many. But Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but I wouldn't guess that he's a. I wouldn't just assume that Brad Pitt's a twat.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I've got nothing to go off of. But like, I have no idea.
When you look at people like Keanu Reeves, I can imagine that through the core, he's a great person. There's not many like that. No, that's what makes Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but then I
think you've got to have a bit of everything, mate. You've got to have arseholes with nice people. You've got to be entertained somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, I did see. I saw an interview with Andrew Garfield, who's like one of the Spider-Men, and he said, and I've heard that he's not a very nice person. I don't know where I've heard it. Just like
Is that the
maybe-
latest one?
No, that's Tom Holland. So he's the second one. So there was Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and then Tom Holland. But Andrew Garfield he's English, and I saw him in an interview, and I was like asking him something about being a nice person, and he was like, it depends on what day you catch me on. If you catch me when I'm in a bad mood, then no, I'm probably not a very nice person. And I thought that's like it's so true. Like being a celebrity, you have to always be nice. Otherwise, if there's one day you say to a fan, "Oh, look, I don't want to have a photo.
I can't be bothered with this.
I can't be bothered," which is pretty fucking reasonable, really.
Yeah.
And then that rumour will spread around and everyone's like, "Oh, Andrew Garfield's a knob."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. Like, you can't really judge people.
I feel like Logan Paul seems to get away with it a bit too easy, you know, because there was just before the big fight.
That where he started on the fan.
He basically started pushing. The fan digged at him. He went a bit far. I'm not going to lie. He should have known better just to laugh that off.
Yeah.
He could have just...
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
But he was very drunk, though.
You don't know what we don't know what happens with Logan prior to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, everyone's going to make their own assumptions, aren't they?
How long's it been recording for? Are we on our...
56 minutes.
56 minutes. Let's keep going.
So why?
A little bit. Well, we haven't... is that everything? Then?
Oh, I mean, we talk about. There was something I want to talk about actually with Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
The big YouTube sensation. All right, because recently he uploaded the Squid Game video, didn't he? Let me just get that.
Quite
up.
accurate. I'm not gonna lie. His studios that he did.
Oh mate, apparently he spent 3 million.
Yeah.
3 million doing that, and I listened to some finance. It's called My First Million, a podcast. They talk about all like businesses and that. And he said something about, oh God, it's a dark night at the door.
Oh, no.
He said something about,
Can you go? Just standing there, like, so weird. Okay. Oh yeah, I've got something to talk about as well.
He said something about,
Yeah.
what's it called? What was it called? Fuck. He said something about how they said to Mr. Beast, about money, and he's like, "I'm probably the poorest one in this room," and he was in the room with all of his mates.
Yeah.
Because apparently, everything he earns, he reinvests into videos, and that. So like,
yeah, but you say the poorest, like I wouldn't judge it. Like that.
Cash poor.
I wouldn't judge it like that. I think he's probably a bit smarter than the other ones to a certain degree because he knows
definitely.
the more he spends, the more growth he's reinvesting in his own business.
Yeah,
is basically what he's doing. So no, he probably could catch Logan very quickly if he just took the revenue, and that's not without finding.
That was so random. What was about? Why did you compare it to Logan?
Well, because of the amount they're making. I mean, it's only the matter of like 5 years away until we're getting YouTube billionaires. You know that.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Mr. Beast will be the first one.
Well, yeah, I would love to know how much they get paid because I mean, Mr. Beast on the Squid Game in real life, he has 189 million views.
Wow.
Like 189 million views. Let me just, this probably won't be accurate, but 189
If he gets a pound for every 1,000
million views.
What is that?
On YouTube money. How much money can you make with, let me just, so this one says with 300 million views. YouTube pays between $1 and $1.5 for 1,000 views. So let's just say
that's pretty bang on what I said there.
yeah. Let's just say $1 for 1,000. Worst case.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was quite surprised to know that there are YouTubers who can earn $10 or even $30 for 1,000 views. So let's just say worst case $1 for 1,000.
Yeah.
So how many thousand in 189 million? How many thousand in?
Well, it's 1,800 and what? Sorry.
No, wait.
It's 1,890.
What?
No, hold on.
Wait.
You asked me how many thousands are in 180 sort of million.
I've got it. It's 189,000.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So it's only $189,000 that he's earned.
Yeah, he's probably earning $4 or something. You said you'd be surprised.
Yeah, so that's $189,000. But
bear in mind that'll be earning for the next 8-9 months, even 3 years.
Yeah, and also he was teamed up with the Clash of Clans. What are they? Who does their sell?
I know what you're going on about. I know.
What is that?
He's got like a sponsor, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like it was Brawl Stars, the game. Supercell. They sponsored the video, so they probably give him millions.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's recently done one with Logan Paul as the thumbnail. It's like hide and seek, giving away £1 million. I'd love to know whether he actually gives away £1 million.
Mr. Beast he's like YouTube royalty.
Yeah,
like I have seen huge YouTube channels with 20 million subs on them.
Yeah,
and their whole 3 or 4 videos is about creating something for Mr. Beast, it's crazy. Like even the big YouTube channels are looking up to that guy.
Yeah. He's
how many subs? He must be nearly 90 million now. Like when I first, I started watching him when he had about 19 million views or something.
He's got 86.7 million subscribers.
And what is the most? The most?
I think PewDiePie was the most, but now I think it's some Indian.
The biggest one, yeah, it's like 200 million or something. Yeah. Isn't it?
But then like that
an Indian thing or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
and then it's like some baby sensory one. He's one of the next biggest.
See, it don't really count unless it's like if it's.
It does count. Revenue's revenue. It's
no,
just,
but I mean,
Mr. Beast is the brand.
There's not as much respect for an Indian company as there is just a boy who is made.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like PewDiePie. He just. What's happened here? He just. Is it you as well? Is that
Start again,
Carl
man.
from the Moon notifications?
We've fucked it. Mate, he's bought a Bugatti today.
Yeah, I saw.
Mad stuff. I was going to think about mentioning that, but I don't think anyone will care. There's one last thing I would like to end it on.
Go on. Well, actually, let's milk it a little bit more with the Mr. Beast.
Okay,
I'm thinking the clips here, people. So if you do want to see some clips, get over to the YouTube and just search Lemon Squeezers
Podcast.
Podcast.
To the YouTube. We're sounding old, man. Get over to the YouTube or just browse the interwebs and
get over to the interwebs. But yeah, like, what do you like? What is it with him? Like, he seems to make these videos, and they always bang.
I think a lot of his watchers are young, and I think that probably helps a big part of it. I do like to watch him, but I don't love it.
Same.
I don't. I get it. I think the views are coming from 12 to from 9-year-olds. I think a lot of it's 9-year-olds and 12. Yeah. I just, you know what? This sounds quite bad to judge it on, but I don't find Mr. Beast himself. I don't find him addictive whatsoever. Like, I kind of get how people like Logan. He's quite a cool fella.
Yeah.
And like Conor McGregor, once again, is another cool fella. Even someone that, like Joe Rogan, is a cool fella. He just ain't a cool fella. Like, there's something nerdy about the fella. It's just, I wouldn't want to sit in a pub with him. Like, it's better, obviously, I would love to meet him. No, I don't care about meeting him, if I'm going to be honest. But he isn't my crowd, and I think that's probably why I'm not drawn in. And I think a lot of the people watching him are a younger crowd. Yeah, I do. I think there's a lot of inspiring YouTubers, like when they're like 12 and 8, and I reckon a lot of it's come from very young kids. Aspiring, yeah. I think that's where the growth is, and I think that's where PewDiePie probably got his growth from. I do, but then PewDiePie, it's still not the same as him. Like, is it in terms of? I never watched PewDiePie. I have, like, when he used to play like scary games, and he would just be like stupid, but he seems like a nice geezer, and like can be quite normal as well. So like that is I see what you're saying with that. I think that probably is it. Like Logan Paul, you can relate to. Like, you feel like he could be your mate. KSI is the same. I sort of see things in the way of like what I try to put people in where they would be in the school year. Like, that's how I sort of that's how I can sort of get a good judgment on people, because there are people I know that are just wankers in our school year, and there's good people, nice people, neutral people. Then you can kind of see a personality by sort of measuring where they'd fit in your school year. And so he's not someone I'd ever be friends with. He's just someone who go, all right, like, I'm not into gaming. I'm not into being silly. It's even like, you just described me. No, but no, it's totally different. Sorry, you're not into gaming and you're not into being silly. Nah, like
Then what the fuck are we doing on this podcast?
No, what I mean by that is like, it's almost like nerd silly. It's like cringe silly. Like, it's not my type of silly. Like, we're more lads, if you will. Like,
no, please stop.
What you think a lad isn't what I think a lad is.
I hate people. Lee, I'm going to throw it out there now. I even hate people that say the word lad.
It's like, it's more of a, I don't know how to explain it. Like, more of the have a laugh. I'm not uptight but I'm not. Like, what I mean is like, it's like somebody that is like somewhat confident and doesn't take themselves too seriously, and you can have a real laugh with.
Yeah, and you can be silly.
That's what but that's what I call more of a kind of lad, really. Like more of a. That's how I would interpret it.
Piece of me dies every time you say
lad.
I hate it.
Yeah. Well, so
all right,
what?
big lad. All right, big lad.
Anyway, I don't really care.
Lads night out.
I don't care what people think. Like
lad.
Whatever.
Lad.
But he's more of a geeky side of. I don't find.
I mean, I like geeks, but I could see what you're saying with Mr. B. I don't know. There's just something about him. He's very. I don't know.
There's something childish about the whole brand. Like,
yes.
I don't know whether it's the.
It's like 100 miles an hour. Very like over enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very kiddie. There is something very kiddie about it. But it's working, so fair play to the geezer. He's obviously got it nailed.
Yeah.
Like down to
I don't know if you can keep doing that forever though. I'm not glad. How big can you go? I mean, actually think about it. Is it really that sustainable? But it may be why he's starting to branch out into takeaways and whatever.
Just jump on trends, wasn't he? Like the Squid Game thing. It's the biggest thing. He made a video of it. Gets paid. Done.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. There was something. Oh, basically, just before, as we were just about to start the podcast, I got a notification on my phone, and it says, I'll read it out exactly for you people, but it was basically KSI and Logan Paul have an announcement. They haven't actually said what it is, but it's just a picture. Basically, Logan Paul teased his third fight with KSI as they prepare to settle feud, it says. But the final chapter, official announcement on January the 1st with Logan Paul and KSI on Instagram Live. I'm going to throw it out there now. If it's a fight, which, I mean, I can't see what else it would be, I don't really care.
I think Logan Paul will win. I think he's taking it a lot more seriously now than he did. But... I know KSI is huge in the UK, but I don't. To me, it just feels like a very silly fight compared to Floyd. I'm not gonna lie. I know you can't compare.
It'll be more of a fight.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. It doesn't excite me if it is a fight.
No,
I didn't watch the other one.
We've seen it twice. I mean, it was a draw and a KSI win.
Yeah.
And I mean, so.
But I saw him on on a episode of Impulsive, somewhat about November time or something. It was in the True Geordie podcast studio, but he said he ain't got time for boxing.
Who? KSI?
KSI.
Yeah, well, no, he hasn't.
He does boxing every day, but he says he does it every day, but he physically hasn't got.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously like been smashing it with the music this year, like getting into the charts. I think his song's been nominated for 2. I don't know what the award is, but 2 awards he's been nominated for, which is massive for a YouTuber who, I'm not going to lie, KSI's music at the start was shit, but he has done really well to transform from that to music that's on the radio now.
But his music was being played on Christmas Day. I can't say I particularly liked it.
No, but
it's not my style. Maybe like, it's not my style.
Obviously, music's very like each to their own anyway. So.
Yeah.
But if this is a third fight, usually you get third fights if it's like KSI won the first one and then they'll do another one, and then if Logan won that one, then they'll do another one to settle that, which makes sense. You both won one. Whoever wins the next one, that's it.
Yeah.
But the first one was a draw, and now KSI has won. It's a bit like, do you need it? But my theory in this, if it is a fight, Jake Paul was meant to be the one that KSI was going to be the big build up to fight. I love KSI, all right?
Yeah.
Like I've been following him for a long time.
Ask John or no?
Yeah, he probably will. I've been following for a long time, so I really like KSI and I'd want him to win. I think Jake Paul has like gone well beyond KSI's level of boxing.
Yeah.
I think KSI. I don't think KSI should ever take a Jake Paul fight.
Nah, see, I think it'd be makes more sense for Jake Paul at this point.
Yeah, it does. It makes more sense.
Logan's Floyd. I don't think Logan's a box, mate. I think he's just going to have the mad names. I think he probably will fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Might eventually fight fucking Tyson Fury or something stupid. I just think Logan's going to take a lot less fights, but big.
Well, you don't think that that's going to be a fight?
I do think that is a fight, but it makes more sense for Jake Paul to fight him. Is what I'm saying.
But no, 100%.
Yeah.
Like that. Why would you not want to see that? That's the one that's been built up for years to see KSI Jake Paul. But like I said, I think Jake Paul is too good.
Yeah,
and that pains me to say because I want KSI to smash him.
I mean, I think Jake Paul should fight Tommy in it.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see. But yeah, we'll see. Next episode, I think we might.
This is a pretty good episode. I've enjoyed this one.
Yeah, very good.
Just to end it off on one piece of news.
Go on.
So I got a gift for Christmas from my parents.
Yeah.
And it's a title. I'm actually legally a lord now.
Do you want me to start referring to you as Lord?
Well, it's just ironic in the Discord. It was like Lord Lee or something. I'm actually legally a lord.
Well, I've actually got something to tell you as well, Lee.
You're a lord or not?
I've been a lord for many years.
Nice.
So we're a couple of lords.
We're a couple of lords.
Where's your land?
My land, I don't know. It was some name somewhere in Scotland or some Wales or something.
Yeah, but it's in Scotland.
It's literally like this much land.
Yeah, it's a square foot of land that you can't build
But
on.
legally, yeah, we can put it on our passports and shit.
Yeah, I know.
And you get like upgrades and flights and that.
Yeah, I know.
I just thought that was...
I mean, I haven't done that. I just bought it, an impulse buy. I think it was like 25, 35 quid. Bought it. It was funny for 2 seconds and then I've never done anything.
I'm going to stick the certificate on this wall though. It's pretty funny.
Lord Lee.
I
might have to dig mine out then.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go, people. Remember, we are royalty, so start treating us like it. And if you want to treat us like it, by giving us royalties, get over to the Patreon, all right? Patreon.com/lemon squeezers. We upload episodes there pretty regularly. Let's say on average.
There's going to be one after this
week.
Episode anyway.
Yeah. So get over there.
Yes.
For £5 a month, you can support the podcast. Every single penny goes straight back into the podcast. So if you do like what you're hearing, if you like what you see, help us grow, people. And yeah.
And remember, we've got an NFT as well. Mm-hmm. Try and grab that up. And what to say? If you're new here, just...
What to say?
What to say, yeah. If you're new here, don't be worried about spamming our sort of mailboxes on Instagram and things like that. Get your questions in and actually get involved because we do respond.
Yes.
And
just remember people.
By the way,
if you're offended by anything on this episode,
you're
in the right place. No, you're in the right place.
You're in the right place. You're just in the wrong mood.
Did you want to say anything else?
Yeah, if you're new and you've come over from TikTok, by the way, because I know you're there, there's been a couple of people. I just want to end with this. I've been commenting the weirdest fucking things.
Yes, I have seen, Lee.
And I think they're watching. So get involved. You can get involved. We just said it all. So should we just fight this off now? Let's just fight this off now.
Stop swearing.
You've got the remote.
Yeah, I can't find it. Bye, driver.